Good morning, YouTubers, and welcome once again to the Eastern Wing of the Stink Bug Works, where we make stuff and invent things. So I invented this little jet deck, and now I'm making it. Actually, right now, I'm attaching it to the inner part of the hull, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. You can see that it is now attached to the hull of the boat, and I have just applied a strip of fiberglass cloth on either side of the deck, and that's the first strip. What'll happen is once this epoxy cooks off, I'll pull the jet unit out, sand it, rough it up, and then from basically the edge here and out about twice the distance this time, I'll put another piece of cloth on, and I'll also put a piece of cloth under the motor and then double it up again. You never know what kind of abuse this thing is going to go through. Now, I'm not going to do big B 90-mile-an-hour flips with it. If this ever went 90 miles an hour, I'd be shocked. But you never know what's going to happen. So strength in the basic build is important. I am now gluing the transom portion in. Like I said, I just applied the epoxy. One of the things when you're putting in fiberglass cloth like this is you want the minimum amount of epoxy to wet out the cloth and then, call it good. So I use a little brush to put the epoxy on to wet out the surface. And a lot of guys will actually come by later with a paper towel and soak up any excess. And I may do that, but I'm not concerned with a half a gram here and a half a gram there kind of thing. So I'm doing a more in-depth build on this just as a hat tip to Josh K, who was kind enough to send me this hull, Dead Ahead Boat Works. A couple of things. I'm going to be completely frank here. I'm not real fond of the polyester layups that he uses. I understand why, but I think the polyester is one of the reasons that flat pieces will tend to warp. Like this G10 plate, that's perfectly flat, and I believe it's epoxy based. Anyway, I got a little dip here in the bow because of that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this up with expanding polyurethane foam, and if you'll remember, it continues to expand even after the outer portion of it has gotten crusty. The inside is still expanding and putting pressure, so that may help flatten this deck out a little bit. If it's got a dip in it, I don't really care because of the purpose of this boat. So there you go, just a quick and dirty little update on where Fred, it used to be the Dead Ahead Timmy, now it's the Dead Ahead Fred. So I thought I'd just give you a little update and a hat tip to Josh. Until next time, boys and girls, jet out.